Wendy Bauman. I'm President and Chief Visionary Officer of the Wisconsin Women's Business Initiative Corporation. And this is our series, WWBIC Cooking Up Business. And I'm so thrilled today to have the owner, Eric Fruehling, of Green Owl Cafe in Madison, Wisconsin. And that was, we're going to hear the story, but Madison's first vegetarian restaurant that's been around for a while. Eric is a little bit the newer owner and business owner of Green Owl, and just thrilled to have him today. But first, I want to talk a bit about our format. We decided to do this series because WWBIC does work with many entrepreneurs and business owners in the food and beverage business, from caterers to restaurateurs, to businesses that are distributors of food products, and the variety. And we thought it would just be great to hear a little bit about these individuals, a little bit about their backgrounds, why they wanted to start a business. Was this a goal from a childhood piece of cooking with grandma or cooking with their parents or other influences on food, or how they really, thought about starting a business, and then specifically in the food and beverage business. And then we want to hear a little bit how WWBIC supported them and how other partners also supported them on their entrepreneurial journey to start that business or to grow it or to expand it or to purchase an existing business like Eric did. And then at the end, or actually the main part, will be a little cooking demonstration. And there's going to be a great cooking demonstration today. I'm hearing something about an interesting vegetarian taco. So can't wait to have Eric demonstrate that and talk a little bit about that and some of the other amazing items at his restaurant. His menu just looks beautiful, and not only the food, but we'll talk a little bit about terms. What does the term vegetarian? What does the term vegan mean? So we can really understand some of those things. And then we'll close with some words of wisdom from Eric. What would he say to entrepreneurs thinking of starting a business or growing a business? Okay, so let me begin by welcoming Eric to the show. I so appreciated you being part of this. And why don't you start out by telling us a little bit about you? Who's Eric Fruehling?
Sure, thanks for having me. So I grew up here in Madison. I grew up on the east side. Went to high school actually right down the block from Green Owl here, and went to the University of Madison, and I studied botany, which may sound very, very distant from a restaurant owner, but I think a lot of it applied, and it's kind of how I learned. That's what I wanted to do. I spent a lot of summers working in doing field jobs for my botany degree, and in Wisconsin here the off season is pretty long, so I worked in kitchens, and that's where I started at Green Owl, early college, as a dishwasher. And then from there, I just moved up, became a prep cook, a line cook, eventually kitchen manager. And then that sort of led me to this point, being the owner.
Wow. Did you ever think when you were a kid, or you're still a young man, but when you were a younger man, did you ever think, oh, I want to own a restaurant? Oh, I want to be a business owner?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I really was focused on my botany degree for a long time. But living in Madison, the careers are a little more limited. A lot of times you have to live outside of town or live farther away. So I studied ecology, which a lot of those jobs were outside of town. And I love living in the city. I play music. My family all lives here. So working in the restaurant is really something I love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I took one ecology class in college. I had to take 2 science classes. I was more of a psychology and sociology major, but I did find ecology very interesting too. And I think I took a little bit of botany in that part too. So great. It's always interesting to hear people's journey. So it really wasn't a goal. I'm going to own a business. I'm going to get in the food and beverage business. It was a job while you were getting your botany degree in Madison, going to a superior school, University of Madison, University of Wisconsin in Madison, and you just took a little bit more of a liking to it.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And I really love this environment here on the east side of Madison. I really love the people I work with here. We're pretty small. We're really tight knit, so that definitely helped.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Give us the exact location for the Green Owl Cafe in Madison.
Yeah, we're 1970 Atwood Avenue. That's Shanks Corner, right between Alchemy and Ideal. Kind of hidden away.
Mhm.
But once you find us, it's a really nice little block, and we have a block party back before COVID,
Yeah,
and it's a fun little corner here, right?
yeah,
Where Willie and Atwood meet, pretty much.
yeah. No, it's a great area. I've been to the restaurant years ago, but I've been there and it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. As I mentioned, I'm a vegetarian. I started being a vegetarian in high school. I do eat fish and I do eat dairy products, but I still call myself not a pescatarian, but I call myself a vegetarian. Help us with terms. So what is really vegetarian? And then I noticed when I looked at your website, you say vegetarian, but also vegan. Help us with terms real quick.
Sure. So I'm going to start with vegan. That's maybe easier to wrap your head around. That's going to be no product produced by an animal.
Okay.
That's milk, eggs, no meat, even honey sometimes.
Oh,
A
wow.
lot of vegans don't like to eat honey because it's produced by an animal, which is a bee.
Huh.
Vegetarian is a little more flexible. It allows products that come from an animal but doesn't harm,
Mhm.
take the life of an animal. So eggs, cheese,
Yeah, dairy products are still fine. Yeah, yeah.
berries,
Yeah, I'm definitely the vegetarian, but I do eat fish too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And what we do here, we try to be welcoming to everybody from different backgrounds, because it's really easy to kind of get stuck in one mindset.
Mhm.
People are, vegetarian or vegan for many reasons: health, religion, uh,
Yeah.
ethics. So we try to encompass all of that, and that's why we do have dairy as a stepping stone. You know, so it's welcoming, if especially for a vegan, to bring their friend and be like, well, you can try vegetarian cooking, and it's not too much of a jump, right?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and also, sometimes, not so much now, but again, I remember being a vegetarian, like 30 plus years ago in Green Bay, Wisconsin, meat and potatoes town. That's how I actually became a really good cook because I couldn't eat out anymore. Everything was meat, 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 except for Fridays and maybe a fish fry. But, sometimes vegetarian menus are like odd or weird. I just found yours just so delightful and sharing the pieces. And it just seemed, just great, your menu.
We put a lot of effort into making sure that all of our items, even though we're vegetarian, can be made vegan.
Mhm.
Everything on the menu has a vegan option,
Okay.
and isn't just, as you maybe have experienced vegetarian, isn't just leaving off something.
Right.
Oh, you want this taco? We'll just leave the meat off, and you get
Yes.
lettuce and tomato or something. Yeah,
Right.
we have an alternative for all the vegan dishes. So
Yeah. Yeah, that is a classic one, it's sort of, and I do think you have to be a little bit more creative being a vegetarian and being a vegetarian cook, with, if you cook meat, you can have roast and then like a little side of potato, being a vegetarian, you can't just do cabbage and that's your
yeah.
main piece, you got to be a little bit more creative. So I think I'm much more of a creative cook really because of that in part too, and how you can have a beautiful meal. So about 12 years ago, WWBIC gave a loan to Madison's first vegetarian restaurant, the Green Owl Cafe. The owner at that time was Jenny Capillaro. And we gave her a loan. She got started, met with a lot of success. I remember meeting her, just a lovely, lovely person. And then I believe a couple years ago, 2019, we in turn, WWBIC, gave a loan to you. So tell us now a little bit about the entrepreneurial journey. Even when you were line cook, moving up to kitchen manager, thinking, or was it more Jenny saying, hey, I'm going to sell this restaurant. Do you want to buy it? Tell us a little bit about that, and then how WWBIC helped you and maybe others too.
Sure. So I was working here at the time that Jenny decided that she was interested in selling the restaurant. Like I said earlier, I had no plans on running a restaurant or being an entrepreneur. But in the back of my mind, I kind of thought, I really love this place. I love the location. I'd love to continue. I continued to work a few botany related jobs, and a few years later, I kind of realized, I really think I could do something like this, especially with the help. And Jenny recommended WWBIC because she had such a great experience through getting her loan. So I reached out, and it was a long process, but you guys, it's something I knew nothing about, but would have really helped me sort of understand a lot of the how this process works, especially somebody without any business background or anything like that. I felt really supported through all of that.
Good. Good. Yeah. Well, again, we do need to look at things and make sure people understand so that they can be successful. It's not just about putting a bet on, a great deal. It's really to provide the resources, one of them being financial, but the other resources to entrepreneurs and business owners so that we really, set them up for success. That's the whole idea, so that you can do this for a while. The other part that's so interesting, to me, it just warms my heart that an employee and someone that worked in the restaurant bought the business. And the other piece that warms my heart is that often when a founder of a business decides that they want to get out of it, that's sometimes the end of the business. It's like, I'm good, I'm done, and I'm just going to close it. So again, communities, main streets, urban and rural, love people like you that are willing to keep those businesses alive. And so it's not that empty piece, and it's not losing, a restaurant that's been part of the fabric of Madison for 10 plus years. So again, you're really, again, a hero to us, Yeah.
That really helped with my decision, is knowing how long Green Owl has been a staple here. People, the location, even if I open a different restaurant, a different location, people know this neighborhood, people know the spot, that have friends here, and just keeping it going.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so let's cook. I heard jackfruit, which a lot of people don't know what it is, so you're going to have to share that with them. Jackfruit tacos. So go for it. Let's demo.
So this is how you buy jackfruit. It's a can. It's from Southeast Asia, and you have to make sure that you buy young green. This is young green jackfruit.
Okay.
This is unripe. Jackfruit, when it's ripe, is really sweet. They use it a lot in desserts. It's kind of syrupy. This isn't syrupy, it isn't sweet. And basically it's a base and a texture, which we're going to add flavor to, and then shred it. And it's going to kind of resemble almost like a shredded chicken taco or something.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because texture is important in eating too, right? It's not, the flavors, of course, but texture is important too.
Yep, absolutely. So that is something we think about a lot. Texture, and sort of not trying to mimic meat, but maybe a texture that adds more depth to the food. So the first thing we do with this is we open it up, drain the liquid, and it's in a brine. So what we do is we roast it kind of at a lower temperature, just to help remove that brine and some of that can flavor. And then so here is sort of what it looks like after we've roasted it. It looks kind of funny.
Okay.
But you can see it's already kind of shreddy.
Yeah. Yeah. It almost looks a little artichoke-like.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do is blend this up. I already took the time to blend it up before.
That's fine.
And I'm going to show you what our final product looks like, and then we're going to make a little some sauce, and then make a couple tacos.
Wonderful.
So this you can sort of see it's kind of shredded. It's kind of like chicken. And here's a whole tray of it.
Yeah, you're all set for tonight's tacos. Jackfruit tacos for tonight.
Yeah. So I'm going to just start by making. So after we've shredded it, then what we do is this is a very quick and easy method for this, is we blend everything up and make a sauce, and then just toss it and bake it one more time.
Okay.
And you're pretty much ready to start building a taco.
Nice. And really working the flavors too. I mean, people that are really, that cooks, it's not throwing everything in the pan at the same time. It's first this, then that. Then we're going to take back and steam that and add it. This will have a little moment in the oven. I mean, all of those things make the difference, and specifically with vegetables.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So, and then what's really convenient about this method is You don't really need a stove for the cooking process. You're baking it, you're tossing it in a sauce, and it's cooking in the oven. And then you just make your tacos. So I'll just show you how to make this pretty simple sauce here. We're gonna do chipotle. So I just have a can of chipotle peppers in adobo sauce.
Mhm. So it's got some pungent there, pungency.
Yeah, it'll have
Yep.
a little kick for sure.
And those are actually jalapenos that have been, again, in sauce.
Yep, yep, and smoked. So it's got a little smoky flavor to it. So I'm just gonna add about half of a can with the sauce. And we're adding some fresh garlic cloves. I'll probably do like 4 or 5.
Okay. And just so everybody that's listening, Eric will share this recipe with us, and that'll be part of the posting for the show too.
A little bit of we're doing a little red onion, and we don't have to pre-cook any of this because this is all going to get roasted with the jackfruit, and that's also going to pull the flavors into the jackfruit. We're going to do a little bit of cumin.
It's a great spice. Cumin is just, I have to watch not to put cumin in things.
Yeah.
I love cumin.
A little whatever type of oil you want to use. I got canola here. A good amount. Jackfruit doesn't have any fat in it, or very little. So just like chicken or any meat usually has a lot of fat. Adding a good bit of fat will really help that flavor.
Okay.
That's as much as you really want. Pinch of salt and pepper.
And again, handy, just throw it all in the blender. I use my blender all the time.
And then, let's see here. A couple lime, juice of a couple limes. So I have a really quick and easy trick for juicing a lime. I just use a fork. Just stab it right in the middle and just twist it around. And we'll probably just do 1 lime for like about
Especially if they're juicy, and some limes are, it's hard getting really great limes.
yeah, the fresh
Exactly.
juice really helps this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely fresh all the way.
All right. And then I'm just gonna throw about a pinch of cilantro in there.
Great.
I don't know if I said this, but a little bit of water just to help it blend. Okay, I'm gonna blend it here.
Oh, either your blender's really quiet or the microphone didn't sound too much. Nice.
Yeah, it's a Vitamix. It's my favorite blender.
Yeah.
Very
I
classic.
got a regular blender, but those are decent Vitamix.
Yeah, so I just blended it really smooth. Don't really need, not looking for chunks of anything in there really.
Okay.
Just to get all that flavor into the jackfruit. And then basically we're just gonna mix it. So then the next step after I mix it in with the jackfruit, I throw it back on a sheet tray and bake it maybe 15-20 more minutes. Help that flavor cook in, kind of cook the onion, cook the garlic. And then from there, you're pretty much ready to start making a taco. I got an induction burner here. And what I like to do, just sear corn tortillas. Milagro is my favorite.
Those are decent.
Those are
You got
really
a couple great tortilla makers in Madison, some new ones out there too. I got to send you those.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Zapata Tortilla. It's a new business out of Madison, and their tortillas are amazing. And they're green, red, and then the traditional corn tortillas are fabulous. I'll send you that.
Yeah, there's nothing like a fresh.
Oh, yeah. And definitely with this one, corn as opposed to flour, or you could do flour.
Yep, you could do flour. I'm a big fan of corn, pretty much for everything. So that's my personal favorite, but if you really like flour, that would work absolutely fine. And what's nice about this recipe too is you can do variations on the sauce. You can do variations on the topping.
Yeah.
Just kind of customize it, make it you. You know, it's you want more garlic, put more garlic. You want more lime, put more lime.
Excellent. I love that. I love that view of cooking too. That's sort of my view too. You want it spicier, do spicier. You don't want the cheese on it, don't do the cheese on it. Again, it can be. So you heated up your pan first and then used again a little bit of oil.
Yep. And then we're just gonna brown these real quick. Also, if I had a gas stove here, I'd totally do them right over the flame. That's a really delicious way to do it.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
And then while these are cooking, we'll kind of set up our toppings. I was thinking avocado, some red onion, some fresh cilantro. Maybe we can use the rest of our lime. That's a little garnish. And we have like a verde, which is just tomatillos and lime and stuff.
Nice.
And we
Nice.
use it at the restaurant all the time. I figured it would be really
Yeah. Yeah. I love the verde sauce with tomatillos. Yeah. Good. And nothing better than a fresh avocado. Again, hard to get decent avocados in Wisconsin in my mind, but
yeah.
good. So last minute you put them together. And again, like Eric said, you know, you could do just the jackfruit, but you want to jazz it up a little bit of avocado in there. The fresh cilantro is always good. The squeeze of lime on the end just finishes it with that freshness. I think the red onion is also good, but if you don't like the red onions, I don't think you get as bad of an onion breath with red onions, but still could be a little red onion breath you have afterwards.
Yeah. And one really good trick with onions is adding a little acid to them before you serve them. So even a squeeze of lime in your onions, let them sit for a little bit, really helps kind of mellow them out.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do that right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I sometimes make a big batch of the red onions with vinegar actually, and a little bit of sugar and a little bit of heat. And then I'll keep it in the refrigerator. And then that's just going to be my little side with rice and beans, or my little side with fish or whatever, and keeps in the refrigerator for a bit too. And it's so pretty too, especially the red onion.
Yeah, it really brings out the color of it with that little bit of acid.
Yeah. What is your best-selling item, would you say, at the restaurant?
We're all over the place, but we've been doing a lot of burgers, veggie burgers.
Okay.
We make our own patty. It's a mixture of mushrooms, sun-dried tomatoes, millet, quinoa, rice, a bunch of things.
Nice. You have some amazing soups and also vegetarian chili. A good vegetarian chili is to die for. Yeah.
All of our soups and chilies are vegetarian and vegan. And then we do a lot of sandwiches. We have a couple pasta dishes and some salads. And then we run like usually like a weekend special. That could be anything that we're, could be something just like this, jackfruit tacos.
Yeah. And I also saw the burger of the week that you do. That's nice.
Yeah.
Just again, keep it going a little bit different for, your clientele that comes back all the time.
Yeah. We do
again that the soups and the chilies are vegan, burger of the week. And then there was something beautiful I'd like you to comment, and then we'll sort of begin some of our closing. But Cook It Forward, tell us about that. I think I saw on the website that you raised some over $100,000.
Yeah, so that's a new thing we're a part of. It's a group of it's kind of based out of Morris Ramen. They organize a bunch of local restaurants here, and then we make meals every week and donate them. So right now we're donating 50 meals a week. Green Owl is, but there's 10, 12 other restaurants I think that are part of this. And there's really good, it's a good place to donate to that helps us keep doing what we're doing and them doing what they're doing.
Beautiful, beautiful. So not only vegetarian business, but one with a heart. So.
All right, so tortillas are done.
Product here.
I'm just gonna build a taco here so we get a nice image. And then we're all set.
Probably the biggest time piece of this is the jackfruit, which again, you could have all made in advance And then just your last minute, put the fresh sauce on it and garnish it and make your tortillas. So it really could be something you could do quickly. It just, you got to do that first step of the jackfruit, the 2-part work.
And it would be great for a party. You know, you can lay out all your toppings. Somebody can come in and they can put whatever they want on it. But
beautiful.
Jackfruit taco.
Texture, I can almost taste it. I can almost smell it. Really nice. I can't wait till I get to be like live with these and get to be right next, because I would take a big bite of that. I'll tell you that. I would take a big bite of it. Oh, Eric, that's beautiful. So give us, close with a little bit of advice. Okay, so people who are watching are thinking about going into business, probably also may be interested in going into a food and beverage business, or they're in business. And, again, this last year, crazy hard, for goodness sakes. Or they're, thinking of expanding. It's like, hey, this is great. I want to do it. Give us some advice. Give us some things that maybe you would have done differently, or some things that like, this was good advice. I'm so glad I did this.
I found just stepping outside of our box, with the pandemic, everything changed. We had to kind of rethink, hey, let's try some new things. Let's run a weekend special. Let's do meal deals. Let's do like a large family night deal, 8 tacos, 12 taco platter or something. And people were really receptive to that. And I'm really glad that we branched out from what we were doing previously. So don't be afraid to, try something new. If it doesn't work, try something else new.
That's good advice. Did you have a business plan, may I ask?
I did.
You did?
Yep. And it did help because a lot of it was based off of what Green Owl did previously. We still do a lot of the same dishes, but then I put my own twist on it. But that really helped having that. And then, they've been established. So we kind of already were expanding off of that. So
good. But no, that's helpful. And again, if you did have one or you didn't have one, but we really believe in business plans, even if it's, again, just the basic who, what, where, when, why, but sort of this plan of where I want to go with it now. And, I'm sure you kept a lot of things the same, but you made it Eric's as opposed to Jenny's, so as it should be. And if I may ask, how are you with sort of the financial piece? Do you sit down once a month and really look at your financials and analyze them? How does that part work? You've had it for a couple years. It's going.
Yep. So I have a family friend who's an accountant who really helped me with, like I said, that was not my background. So finding somebody who understands those numbers, understands what you need to do. And then, every 6 months we sit down, we talk, we kind of look at, how are things going? I really prefer to be in the kitchen. I prefer to be cooking.
I do too.
But that is an important part of owning a business.
Right.
I'm still learning. But having a resource and not trying to do it myself has been really cool.
Well, that's again, great words of wisdom there. So, I'm happy that at least 2 times a year, you really sit down on it. After those meetings, blankety blank, reviewing the financials, margins, really good last 6 months, a little bit shy the last 6 months. Do you change any behaviors with the restaurant based on those financial meetings with the accountant?
We do. We just kind of revisit and think about, how, our labor or our food costs or things like that. What part of that, needs to be adjusted or changed. It's always a fluctuating thing. Equipment failures and things, really throw a wrench in things. So having a little reserve, just in case something like that happens. Staying open is kind of our most important thing. Well, it's just because we have an equipment failure, so being able to really take care of a problem like that. Is pretty important.
Good. Any last words then? This was really delightful. I enjoyed getting to know you a little bit more and the passion for cooking and all of this. But
thanks for having me. I really recommend everybody kind of try some new vegetarian ideas, maybe take a day, just experience it, because it is pretty fun. And like you said earlier, challenging. You have to play with ingredients or flavors or textures more, really think about that.
Great. Okay. Well, again, thank you, Eric. Green Owl Cafe, vegetarian restaurant in Madison, Wisconsin. Thank you so much.
Thank you.